Hey guys, welcome back. Let's take on. Hey, no I don't. Okay, as you can tell by the title of this video, today's video is going to be all about eyeshadow. Today I thought that we would do just like a basic look so that I could go in depth about where you should be placing your eyeshadow. Stick around for the end of this video because I'm going to be announcing a giveaway and the rules and what I am going to be giving away. We hit, I think I have 103 subscribers now, which is dope. I'm so excited. Yes, we have 103 subscribers. So I said that once we hit 100, I'd do a giveaway, and I'm going to be announcing that at the end of this video. But I am just going to go ahead and get started and zoom you guys in up close and personal, and we're going to just jump right into it. When it comes to your eyes, the number one thing that I recommend to everybody is an eye primer. I personally use concealer, so I'll go in with my concealer on my lid, take a sponge or a brush and blend it out, and then I go in with either matte eyeshadow that's like the color of my skin, or I go in with a little bit of translucent powder just to set down that concealer. You don't have to do this. If you do use a eyeshadow primer, typically those don't crease, but if you use a concealer, sometimes it will crease. So I do recommend setting it. Some of the eye primers that I recommend are either the MAC Painterly Paint Pots or the Milani, I want to say maybe it's like an eye base. It's really cheap and they sell it at the drugstore, but it's really good. If you use one of those, you don't technically have to set it. Now, it is a little bit easier to blend out your eyeshadows if you do set it with just a little bit of translucent powder, because if you take a brush and you dip into your eyeshadow and then apply it to your eyes, it is going to distribute most of the product right where you initially hit your eye. And then when you go to blend it out, it's just going to take a lot more work. With setting your eyes with translucent powder, it is going to take away a little bit of that pigment, so just keep that in mind. I have some concealer on my eyelids. I already blended it out. I'm just going to go in and set my eyeshadow. I have barely any on this, and I'm really just going to lightly press it on my eyelid up to my brow bone. You don't want to pick up too much powder and like press it down, like pack it down, because that is when the powders won't lay as well. The reason why you want to use an eye base is because if you have oily eyelids, your eyeshadow will basically just disappear. Today I'm just using this palette that I custom made. It just looks like this. The majority of these are matte and Makeup Geek, but I'll tell you each shade that I'm using as I'm using it. So the first thing that you want to do when it comes to your eyeshadow looks is pick a translucent shade, and typically this can be anything that is relatively near your skin tone. It'll really help transition all of your eyeshadows together, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to start off with this shade first. This is Makeup Geek's Beaches and Cream, and I am going to take a big fluffy brush like this. And here's a tip for you: if you are having trouble getting those eyeshadows in there and having trouble blending them out, if you take either a compact mirror or a little handheld mirror like this and you look down, this is really going to help you get the eyeshadow exactly where you want it. You have more space and you can see where exactly you're putting the eyeshadow. I will occasionally look up at the camera, and that's just to make sure that it looks good, like head on as well. I have people ask me like, what is your crease? If you feel your eyebrow bone right here, right below it where that socket is, that is your crease, and that is where you're going to apply your transition shade. So I'm just going to tap my brush in here and knock off the excess, and I'm going to have my mirror ready and I'm looking down, and I'm just going to pop that right in the crease and just blend it in. I'm going to do windshield wiper motions and circular motions as well. What does perfect even mean? Okay, now that that is done, I am going to go in with a Morphe M441. This is kind of like the other brush that I just used, but this one is a little bit more pointed, so it's going to give me a little bit more exact application. And then the next shade that I'm going to go in with is Buff. This is Beaches and Cream, and this is Buffed. So as you can tell, they are very much the same. This one is just a shade darker than this. And I know that this is time consuming and it's kind of annoying, but I'm telling you, this is how you get really good eyeshadow looks. I'm just going to once again tap this in here, tap it off, and this time I'm still going to be putting this in my crease, but I'm just going to make sure that it's a little bit lower than the first one. Just going to place it where that socket is and just focus this out here and just blend inwards. I think that eyeshadow is one of those things that you kind of just have to keep practicing. Maybe before you go to bed and you have some extra time and before you want to wipe your makeup off, just go in with some of your eyeshadow brushes and just practice. And it's really not that hard. I feel like a lot of people kind of just stick to what they know or one shade on their lid or something like that because it is a little intimidating, but once you get the hang of it, you are good as gold. Okay, so after that, you can see there's just a little bit more definition. I'm going to go back in with the original brush that I started off with that Beaches and Cream with no product on it. And I'm just going to run that in my crease and just blend the two together ever so slightly. I have very light pressure when I'm doing this, by the way. I'm like holding the handle at the very end. You can see that? You don't want to hold it too close because that's going to be very harsh. So I'm just ever so lightly just blending those two together, making sure there's no harsh lines. Everything's super blended. The next shade that I'm going to go in with is this one, and I actually don't know what it's called. I want to say it's from MAC. I'm not sure. The name isn't on the back anymore, but this was the last one that we went in with. Actually, no, I lied. This was the last one we went in with. This is Buff, and then this one is whatever. I don't know what it is, but whatever. So this is just a couple shades darker as well. So now I'm going to go in with the Sigma E45 tapered blending brush. It's even more precise than the last one that I used. I'm just going to tap it in. And now I'm going to pop this once again in my crease, starting right here and focusing it on the outer corners, and then just ever so slightly buffing it into the crease. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the last little Morphe brush that we used with that buffed and just swirl it in there one time. Go back into my crease to blend those two colors together. And then I'm going to go in with that Sigma E35 with that Beaches and Cream and do the exact same thing using very light pressure. We're not really looking to intensify the look by any means. We're just honestly just trying to blend the two together. So very light pressure, very little product. As you can see, there is transition there. Next brush that I'm going to go in with is a Sigma E25, just looks like this. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Saddle. This is just prepping us for the next shade after this one. It has a little bit more of a little bit of a red undertone. So we're just going to go from this shade to this shade. I'm just going to tap my brush in and tap it off. And I'm going to pop this in the outer portion of my crease and just buff it in. So I'm just going to place it right here in circular motions, buff this in. I don't want to bring it in too far because once we get darker, I don't want to blend it towards the center of my eye because that will close it off. So I'm just going to slowly do this maneuver. And then I'm just going to take that Sigma E35 with no product on it and just buff everything together. Now I'm just going to take that same Sigma E25 and I'm going to go in with the shade Cocoa Bear. This is it compared to the last one. As you can tell, this really has a red undertone. And I'm going to focus this in the same exact spots that I did that Saddle shade. I'm going to make sure that I'm keeping this shade pretty low. Do not want to take it up too high. I'm actually going to buff it in a little bit towards my lid so that there's no harsh line. And then once again going in with that Sigma E35 and just buffing everything out. So now I'm going to be taking this brush, and this is a pretty small brush and it's a detail brush. It's a Morphe M506 and I'm going to use this because I want this next color to be precisely where I want it. I'm going to go in with the shade Espresso. It's very, very, very dark. It's almost a black, and I'm just going to tap this small little brush in and knock anything off. And I'm going to focus this on what everybody calls your outer V. So I'll show you. I mean, I'll map it out for you guys. So I'm going to pop it right here. This is your outer V. And once I pop it in there, I'm just going to do circular motions. And like I said before, I'm not bringing this towards the center of my eye because I do not want it to close my eye off. I'm just going to go back in and do the other side. I'll probably end up intensifying it, but I just wanted to show you the gist. I'm just gonna go in and intensify it a little bit more. Sorry if you can hear my kids screaming. They don't like to listen to me. I'm going to go back in with all of those shades and just blend things out. So I'm going to go back in with that Cocoa Bear with this little brush right here. And then I'm going to go in with that Morphe M441 with these two shades, Barcelona Beach and whatever this is. And then I'm going to go in with that Sigma big fluffy brush with the Barcelona Beach. Okay, so now I just want to highlight my inner corners, or my lid basically. So I'm going to go in with Max Nylon. Just looks like this. It's a white shimmery shade. I'm going to go in with a Morphe M408, just a little flat shader brush. I'm also going to take that Nylon shade and just pop it right underneath my brow bone. Okay, so now I'm going to take that Sigma E25 and I am going to take Cocoa Bear and I'm going to put it on the belly side of this brush. So this part right here is what we were originally using, is the tip. So I'm going to go in with the flatter side, which is the belly. I'm just going to tap it in. And I'm just going to press this in between the darker shades of my outer corners and this Nylon shade from MAC. And I'm just going to blend the two together because I don't want any harshness jumping from one light shade to the dark shade. And I'm going to do that with a couple more shades as well. And then I'm going to go back and do one more round of blending all of these shades together. So you know the drill. I'm just going to do the 3 original crease shades. What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules? You don't have to do this next step, but I like to because, I don't know, I'm extra. But I really like to go in with just my finger or spray my brush with a little bit of Fix Plus and really pop that Nylon shade on the corner of the eye. I have to blend it out, but you can just see how much of a difference that made. Ba ba boom, ba 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 boom. Okay, so now moving on to the lower lash line, I'm literally going to do exactly what I did on the top, but on the bottom. This time though, I'm going to just mix the shades. So I'm going to go in with Beaches and Cream and Buffed and tap this little pencil brush in it and mix the two together and then run it across my lower lash line. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this little brown shade and Saddle and mix those two together. For this next shade, I am going to take this tiny little brush and go in with Cocoa Bear and push this as close to my lash line as possible. And then I'm going to go back in with that bigger pencil brush with no product on it and just buff that out. And then I'm going to take this Bodyographic Pro, what? I don't know. But it looks like this. It's just really slim. And I'm going to take that Espresso shade and I'm going to push this up against my lash line as well. Except for this time, I am not going to bring it all the way in. I'm just going to strictly keep it on the outer edges because I do not want to close off my eyes. Okay, so now I am going to hop off camera for a second and finish up my eyes, and I will be right back and we will talk a little bit about everything that I just said, and we will go over the giveaway and the rules. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, I'm back. I just put on some winged eyeliner, some false eyelashes, and a nude pencil in my inner rim of my eyes. Fun fact, if you want your eyes to appear more open, then go in with either a nude or a white eyeliner. It really helps brighten and open your eyes. Do not get discouraged when it comes to your eyeshadow. When I first started off with makeup, eyeshadow is my least favorite thing to do because I felt like I couldn't get it right. You have to kind of get accustomed to your own eye shape before it starts looking good. My eyes are two different shapes. Well, not really shapes, but I have like an extra fold in one of my eyes. So it kind of got tricky when it came to eyeshadow, winged liner, etc. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about the giveaway. Hold on, let me pull it up, what it's called. I don't have it physically here with me. I've already ordered it and it's on its way, but I will tell you what it is. Okay, so I went ahead and got you guys the Babe Faves eye brush set from Morphe. I will insert a picture right here. I really just wanted you guys to have your own eye brushes. I know that it can get annoying when it comes to eyeshadow. I really wanted to help you guys out and get whoever it is that wins, hopefully that they will benefit from this and it'll help with their eyeshadow and makeup skills. So to go along with that, I also got you guys the original Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. I kind of went back and forth as to which palette to get, but I used the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette in my makeup kit and I love it so much. It has like colorful eyeshadows, but it also has a bunch of neutral eyeshadows too. So I figured that you guys would benefit from that, just so that you could, you know, work on your everyday natural makeup looks. But then if I do go in and do colorful makeup looks, you can hopefully tag along and play around with some color as well. So it is going to be that eye brush set and then the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. The rules for this giveaway are going to be pretty simple. I'm going to have you share and like this video. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and leave a comment in the comments below and let me know the best way to contact you. I am going to be announcing the giveaway winner on the 26th of September.
On my light, it's going to be on September 28th, so Friday. I'm going to leave everything in the description box if you get confused. Sorry.
So just let me know the best way to contact you in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, make sure you share this video, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and then you will be entered. I know that this giveaway isn't that big of a giveaway compared to all these other YouTubers. I just wanted to get you guys something that I would have appreciated when I first started off with makeup. Like I said before, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new. I know I'm not the best at explaining what I'm doing. I'm hoping I'll get better at this, but yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. What?
Is it time?
No, not yet. I know. I'll come out there and tell you when it is. It's almost up time, okay? Go sit on the couch. I'll be in there 1 second, okay? It's not turning on? Okay. It is? Did you get on it? Are you playing on it?
Yeah.
Good girl. Okay guys, I'm back.